Welcome back. Again, my name is Eldon Sully, guitar instructor, and this is part 2 of a 3-part series for your first guitar lesson, going over very basic elements of playing the guitar. In part 2, we're going to talk about holding the guitar and holding the pick. First of all, I'd like you to take your guitar and place it, the curved part of the bottom of the body, right on your right leg if you're right-handed. It's going to be the exact opposite if you're left-handed. You're going to place it on your left leg, and of course the neck is going to point the other way. All right, so put the guitar there, and then with your right hand, just hug it a little bit as you see me doing. And your hand, put your hand as best you can over the sound hole, or close to being over the sound hole, so you can produce some. Remember, the sound hole is where all the sound comes out. And what we can do, if you have either with your fingers or a pick that you have, we're going to learn how to do that in a little while. We're just going to strum it. I kind of hear all 6 strings. Strumming means you just go through all 6 strings kind of quickly and make some sound. Okay, you can experiment with that. The next thing we're going to learn, now we have our right hand in position. Don't want the guitar going flying out of our lap. Want to try and keep the neck fairly, almost parallel to the ground. That's parallel, and that's a little bit up, depending on how, your stature. If you're really tall or, shorter, then, but still try and keep the guitar at a comfortable angle. You'll see my shoulders are square. I'm not, one shoulder down or another shoulder up like that. You want to sit comfortably. Whether you sit in a straight back chair, sitting up straight, of course, feet flat on the floor. Now, we're going to talk about the left hand. Left hand is where you press down the strings to make notes and produce some sound. All right, so what I want you to do, when you're holding the guitar with your right hand, hugging it, I want you to place your left hand, actually I'm going to show you this first. You're going to have your hand out. First I want you to put your hand out, and then bring your thumb in just a little bit like that. It's going to form a place where the guitar is going to go. It's going to go right in between the thumb and the fingers. So, what I want you to do with your palm up, I want you to bring that right back straight down and point it to the floor. Keep that hand position. And what we're going to do, we're going to bring the hand up to the guitar and put it right in the neck, right where the neck is. We're going to put that hand, insert that hand, and kind of not really press really hard, but just give it a little bit of grip. All right? So, and you notice when you put your thumb down there, it's going to be in the back of the neck. There's a little pad on your thumb that you can feel that you're going to put right on the back of the neck, and that's a comfortable position for you to be in to play the guitar and producing sound and producing it comfortably. And what we want to try to achieve with that is a very straight wrist. Your wrist and hand are very straight, so you can produce sound. You can get the fingers arched and inside the fret. This is a C chord that I'm going to play for you. That's with a proper hand position. You see a little bit of my thumb here, but the one thing that I want you to try and not do is to grip it like that. All right, because that messes up your hand position. That messes up your wrist. It doesn't keep your wrist straight. If you have to do that, you have to bend the wrist to bring it back up there. So try and keep that thumb in the back of the neck as best you can. I know you can do that. All right. So what we've had, again, I'll go over that left hand position. Bring that thumb in towards the fingers. Then point your fingers towards the floor. Bring it up and in. You're going to bend your arm at the elbow, and it's going to be in a nice, comfortable position for you to play. All right, so we got the right hand, the left hand. Now I want to introduce you to what is the pick. You see my pick here, and it's a kind of triangular shaped instrument. You can call it a pick or a plectrum that is used to produce sound on the guitar. Now what I want you to do with this pick, I'm going to hold it put it in my other hand temporarily, because you're going to hold it, if you're right-handed, of course, it's going to be in your right hand. Left hand is going to be in your left hand. But I want you to show you, it's going to be held in between the first finger and the thumb. And it's very similar to holding a pencil. So if you grab a pencil and you just put it in between there, your thumb and your first finger, as it naturally comes together, that's how you hold the pick. So I'm gonna put that pick in between my thumb. Actually, I'm gonna put my first finger right on top of it, and just to show you that the point of the pick is going to be pointing down towards the floor, and your first finger is kind of going to be the same in the same direction. It's not going to be off to the side or anything. That's kind of weird, to play like that. But really the proper way to get the best sound and to play comfortably is to have that first finger pointing down. And you see my thumb here came around, and it makes what amounts almost to a cross. So if you can remember that cross on the pick, when you're gripping that pick, you'll do well. Now, what do we do with these other three fingers? Because they won't, for right now, they're not going to be involved. I suggest you bring them in, not really close to the hand, not really tight to the hand, but almost the same way you have the first finger. All right, do you see that? That'll give you a comfortable position. And I want you to grip the pick, not with a real tight grip, but with just enough force to hold it in your hand so that when you strum through the strings, it doesn't go flying out. Let's demonstrate. All right, so we have the pick, and we're going to bring it again over the sound hole. And what I want you to do with your left hand, I still want you to put the thumb on the back of the neck and your fingers, we're going to call inbounds. That's in between the first string, the thinnest string, and the thickest string. Anywhere in between there. This is out of bounds. This is out of bounds. All right, just kind of like a soccer field or a baseball field or a football field. All right, so we're going to keep our fingers in bounds over the strings. We have to discipline our fingers to do that anyway when we start playing and making notes. And what I want you to do is to just strum through the strings with the pick, and you're going to go downward towards the floor. Kind of dig it in and getting all 6 strings to sound. Okay, so just strumming through those 6 strings is a good exercise to make sure you're holding the pick not too tight, remember, and not too loose so it flies out of your hand. Don't want to do that. Okay, so we talked about in this part 2 of the videos of the first guitar lessons, we talked about the left hand. Where to put the left hand? Again, right in there. The right hand's kind of hugging the guitar, keeping it close to your body, not too tight. Right hand over the sound hole, sitting up in a straight back chair, feet flat on the floor. I invite you to join me in part 3 of this video series, where we're going to talk about producing some sound and learning the names of the strings. Hope to see you there.